Good morning. I'm Scott Sievert. I'm Managing Director at Accenture, and with me are Craig Miller, Managing Director at Concurrency, and Steve Hannon, Chief Information and Risk Officer at Landmark Credit Union. Together, we lead the Tech for Good marketplace. We are very excited to share the results of the pilot in 2021, the plans for 2022, and how you can support. The goal of the Tech for Good marketplace is to match nonprofits with technology needs with the people and organizations on this call that are willing to help them. We've designed a process to use volunteer guest CIOs to, first, help nonprofits assess their technology maturity, two, to identify problem areas, and then three, shape their next steps into bite-sized projects. We then work to match those bite-sized projects with individuals or companies willing to perform the project pro bono. We ran a successful pilot last year and are currently working on our second cohort. Let me turn it over to Craig Miller to describe our progress.
Thanks, Scott. As part of the Tech for Good marketplace, guest CIOs spent 8 to 12 hours over the span of 6 to 8 weeks working with an assigned nonprofit. They perform an initial technology assessment that helps the organization identify opportunities and projects to further mature their technology and meet their mission. To help facilitate that process, we developed and provide a repeatable set of templates, including a kickoff deck, technology inventory, technology maturity rubric, and a final assessment artifact template. Through a series of interviews and discussions guided by those artifacts, the guest CIO partners with the nonprofit to understand its current and desired future state. Together, they identify opportunities from quick wins to longer-term strategic initiatives, impactful projects potentially for the Tech for Good marketplace. In 2021, Steve Hannon was guest CIO for Nextdoor. I'll turn it over to Steve to share his experience as guest CIO.
Thanks, Craig. As Craig said, I was the guest CIO for Nextdoor Foundation for our pilot cohort. I chose to be a guest CIO as I wanted to both help advance the Tech for Good marketplace and leverage my skills to help give back to the community. Being a guest CIO opened my eyes to the incredible work that my nonprofit, Nextdoor Foundation, does to provide and advance early education needs in our community. It also showed me that we as a tech community can make a meaningful impact in supporting nonprofits deliver their missions. Using the Tech for Good marketplace assessment process allowed me to meet with Nextdoor's leaders to gain an understanding of how they use technology today and the challenges they face, not only from a technology perspective, but also the typical process and organizational change aspects that go hand in hand with technology. The process enabled me to help identify quick wins that Nextdoor could do right away, as well as future projects and initiatives to help them advance their mission. I believe that the learning experience of going through the assessment was as, or even more valuable than the projects identified during the assessment, as it helped everyone involved better understand what was working well and the roadmap for future technology and process opportunities. Serving as a guest CIO was a valuable and enjoyable experience for me as well. It's an opportunity to roll up your sleeves, do valuable work, learn more about the needs that exist in our community, and give back. And being a guest CIO can also be a development opportunity to provide a high potential team member in the process. I included a member of my team, and we both found it valuable to collaborate on a project outside of our normal working environment. Overall, it was a fantastic experience and one I'd highly recommend.
Thanks, Steve. In our 2021 pilot, we worked with 3 nonprofits. Steve Hannon was the guest CIO for Nextdoor. Jay Kraft was the guest CIO for Lutheran Social Services, and Shannon Gilbertson was the guest CIO for MetaHouse. Each nonprofit received a technology maturity assessment. And for each nonprofit, the guest CIO defined some next step projects to address gaps or take advantage of opportunities to advance their mission. Tech for Good Marketplace was able to match several of these projects with individuals and companies that are on the call today that were willing to perform the projects pro bono. For Lutheran Social Services, we did 2 projects. Volunteers Norm Mackison and Scott Henry conducted a security review. A team from Northwestern Mutual improved the effectiveness and visualization of Lutheran Social Services Tableau dashboards. For MetaHouse, Shannon Gilbertson guided a joint team from Johnson Controls and Accenture to restructure their SharePoint system. We are currently working on Cohort 2. Guest CIO Jay Kraft is working with the Grand Avenue Club. Norm Mackison and Scott Henry are working with Penfield Children's Center, and Brian May is working with COA Youth and Family Centers. We anticipate having pro bono projects identified in the next month.
If you or your company is interested in learning about future potential projects, or if you would like to be a guest CIO, please reach out to any one of us, or submit the form under the Resources tab shared with you throughout the conference today. We look forward to next year's update, and we thank the Milwaukee Tech community, the people on this call, for coming together and using your unique talents to make Milwaukee a better place to work and live. We appreciate your attention and invite you to join us. Thank you.